We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Hi and welcome back to Discover with RAA Travel. Ever feel the need to escape the everyday and get out there and try something different? Well, I do. So today's program is doing just that. I'm back in Tasmania to tour Bruny Island. Vince Sorrenti visits the incredible Dubai and Themis discovers the cool end of town. But first, Callum escapes to the Eyre Peninsula in Coffin Bay to reconnect with the natural world on a wild Yumbala walk.
I don't know about you, but I don't get that many opportunities in life to just escape the everyday and switch off. If you can relate to that, then why not get over here to Coffin Bay where you can immerse yourself in this grassy she oak woodland.
We're at Yumbala, which is in Coffin Bay. It's about 70 acres of natural bushland, she oak grassy woodland. So Yumbala is essentially a place where people can come and immerse themselves with different experiences within that significant bushland, but also have some food experiences and some nature walks, and some of those simple things that we take for granted are just highlighted that is amongst the bushland here. So Yumbala essentially brings people into a space which allows them to disconnect from that fast world but reconnect with the things that we love. This is the Kwangdong.
Yeah, beautiful.
We have quite a lot of trees on Yumbala, the Kwangdong species, and you can see it setting fruit for this coming season. So around that October, November, these will be just a beautiful, beautiful red.
Yeah.
And they're really, really gorgeous fruit. That's, I guess, what we associate a lot with our bush tucker. So that's a really good source of vitamin C.
I love when it's ripe, just halving it, cooking it down to like a bit of a jammy thing. You can obviously either go sweet with it, have on scones with cream or whatever, or you can add some aromats and do it with some kangaroo or something. Is this something you use on your menu here as well?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a real winner. So sorbets.
Oh,
It's
such a unique flavour, isn't it?
It is.
This is definitely a walk worth doing with a guide. Having someone like Kane explaining the environment and pointing out things that I definitely would have missed if I was here on my own. What's this one, mate?
This one's bower spinach. This one's the same family. The warrigal, you heard of the warrigal?
Yeah, warrigal greens. You'd use them like you would spinach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an evergreen. It's all year round. We utilise this again in the flavours of Yumbala with the bush tucker on our degustation.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's got a beautiful flavour to it. I like the texture as well. So you could use it under, wilted down under a piece of fish or something, or you could use it stuffed inside a pasta or something like you would a regular spinach as well.
Yep.
It's delicious.
Yep.
What have we got here, mate?
You've got water divining rods.
Okay, I must say I've never dabbled in water divining before, so you have to teach me the art.
Basically, it's a way of finding water under the earth, and that's how I found water on Yumbala. So essentially what we do is we hold them in our hand so they're quite loose, and so they've got enough to sort of freely go around.
Yeah.
And then basically we just got to feel the rods and what they're doing.
Okay.
And so you can see right now, mine are pointing to the right.
One of mine is trying to point to the right.
And you've got it. Okay. They say 1 in 10 have it. I think you might have it, Callum.
Okay. My right hand's got it. I feel like my left hand doesn't know what's going on there, so it hasn't changed.
So what this is saying to me is let's go this way. So I'll sort of turn around and I'll head this way. And when they cross over, there means a source of water underneath you.
Okay.
And cross over. Oh, Callum, there you go.
I don't know what's happening. I have to say, I feel really sceptical about this, but I don't feel like I made that crossover. I'm feeling less sceptical.
They do have a fair bit of pull. So when they cross over, that indicates underneath you there's a source of water. what we do is we find this water, and to actually know how deep that water is, I'm going to give away all my tricks now, I think. So to find out how deep before we find that water, if we've got a drill rig in, so we've crossed over. Sure. Okay, so when they actually come back out and parallel to me, so if I see how they're pulling back to the actual water behind me.
See, my right hand's fine again, my left hand's broken. That's
And then they'll swing right around 180, and then they'll come back out, and when they're parallel, from this point to where we saw the wires cross over is the depth of water.
Well, the water looks pretty clear, mate.
It is. This is the water that's right underneath us right now. So this is what we tapped into with the Umbala. Just have a try and see what you think.
Crystal clear. It's just clean. Like it tastes like beautiful filtered bottled water that you get in a snazzy glass bottle at a nice restaurant. What have we got here?
We got the western pygmy possum. So
why are we whispering?
Yeah, they're quite elusive. So they're that elusive that we don't know much about them, but they do all their work at night when we're asleep, obviously. They're awake, and they dance around the top on the treetops here in these mallees, and they're probably about 6 to 8 weeks away, these mallees, from flowering, and we call it a nectar run. So they run across the top of the trees at night, about 50 to 100 metres, and that's probably the maximum they'll go in the night, but if there's a food source above them, they won't go far. So we built these boxes, and we've got a safe haven program here on Yumbala, and we found these possums, I guess, nearly 10 years ago now. So we built these boxes, and we designed them in a way that actually use these as their homes, and so now they know they're there, and they come back every year. So these creatures that we don't know much about, and this environment has something that, it is small, but it's just so vital because they are actually pollinators as well. So we think the bees do a lot of pollinating, but the actual possums do pollinating as well.
This walk can be done solo or with a family. Either way, it's a great experience that escapes the everyday.
Yes, I'm back in beautiful Tasmania, and this time I'm exploring the natural wonders of Bruny Island. But it's not all about nature. There'll be some cheese and a little bit of brewing. The ferry takes about 15 to 20 minutes across to the island, and it's a very smooth ride. Interestingly, the cost to travel on the ferry with your car operates on a queuing system and can vary depending on how busy it is. But the good news is passengers travel free of charge. I'm driving about 40 minutes across the island to Adventure Bay Cruises to do a wilderness cruise. This is a 3-hour award-winning cruise that explores the rugged coastline. Where are we off to, Rob?
We're going to go out of Adventure Bay into the Southern Ocean. We're going to see caves, blowholes, spectacular scenery, and mix it with the locals, which is seals, dolphins, and lots of birds if we're lucky.
Oh, wow.
Soft adventure and a lot of fun.
This is called the Monument. How amazing is the rock formation? You feel so insignificant here. Everything's so huge. How's this for a blowhole? Wait for it. That's awesome.
Something that's really close to my heart is sustainability. Everything we do is about sustainability. In 2016, we won the most sustainable tourism product in the world at some awards in Monaco.
Well, that was fun. If all that natural wonder makes you hungry and thirsty like me right now, then a visit to Bruny Island Cheese is definitely in order. Originally a little family-owned business, started up in 2003 by Nick Caddo and his beautiful wife Leonie. We base what we do on a paddock-to-plate type setup, and we love to provide our customers with a really great experience.
Cheese is more than just food because it really brings people together. It's a really great celebration of milk, first and foremost, and it's a great way to bring people to a table, surround yourselves with great cheese, great wine, great beer, and it seems to get the conversation flowing as well.
What's this one, Tracy? It looks amazing.
This is my personal favourite,
Is it?
actually. It's called Owen, which comes from oenology, or the study of wine.
Yeah, right.
So it's got a beautiful Pinot Noir washed surface, and it's wrapped in grapevine leaves, which are edible. Beautiful, fudgy.
Yum.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Sounds like you like
I'm
it
going
as
to go
much as
home
I
full,
do.
I think.
So the brewery was started up in 2016 with beautiful handcrafted beers, which are open fermented, they're not pasteurised, and they're very, very different from the mainstream.
Tasmania may be Australia's smallest state, but boy, does it have a lot to offer for a weekend or a week. You will not be disappointed.
What are some things you need to consider when travelling with the family?
If you're considering a long-haul flight, pack fewer bags. Children can be distracting and makes you an easy target for thieves. Consider the types of bags you take, like a backpack with pockets so you can keep your hands free for the kids. Always double-check with your travel agent what the requirements are for the children's carry-on baggage. It does vary airline to airline. And parents, always remember to check your children's passport validity. You need at least 6 months before the expiry from the return date of the trip.
Some really good tips there, but what about the plane trip? How do you deal with those long-haul flights?
I think a really important thing when you're getting on a plane with a couple of kids is to make sure that you pack a few of their favourite things. Think books, toys, cuddly toys, colouring in books, pencils, and pack it all into a backpack. Oh yeah, number one rule, always pack wipes.
So you've all made it over there in one piece. Well done. Now the holiday begins. What's next?
Once you've landed, there are two things in the world that keep kids happy, and that is being well rested and well fed. Pick and choose late nights carefully and build your agenda around your kids. Don't be too ambitious with your agenda, don't pack your days too full, and make sure you leave plenty of room for downtime.
So the takeaway for me is always pack lightly, always bring snacks and wipes, and don't try and do too much. Oh, and make sure you travel to family-friendly places.
Sometimes escaping is just about getting out of the house and doing something. From the 19th century through to the 80s, the East End was a bustling fruit and veg market.
The East End was home to the fruit and produce markets for about 120 years. This was a place where people could bring their produce and people would buy it and to sell in their shops. After the markets moved out in the late 1980s, it was proposed by government that this would be redeveloped into a residential area. So started to build a really bohemian kind of climate in the 1990s, which today has built a very vibrant precinct in the city which attracts people to play and eat and shop all year round.
So far, I've been to 3 places, and I've ended up here at Hey Jupiter, a great little French cafe for a quick bite. Pop down to the East End on Friday and Saturday nights for live music, fire pits, and plenty of atmosphere. If you haven't been here in a while, pop on your walking shoes and have a great escape. Cheers.